Hello and welcome back to the All Around Growth Podcast, a show that provides insight and tools to build the life and homestead of your dreams. My name is Rob Kaiser and I am your host. I have one question for you today. If everything is important, then nothing is important. Where could you be better at prioritizing this week? That's the question for today because I don't have much of a plan. Today is Tuesday, February 15th, 2022, and not much of a plan for the show today, but quite the plan for today. I'm on my way to church to sign some checks because I am the treasurer there. Afterwards, I have a dentist appointment, and then I will be opening up a new business account with a local credit union, a new business checking account with a local credit union. And afterwards, I will hurry home to pick up my dog and then drop him off at a grooming appointment. So I have quite the day planned ahead of me still. I feel good about the day thus far. Got my tax preparation done. I did a little bit of writing and just a productive amount of time spent doing personal things over the past couple of days. I am on vacation this week and have had a good start so far. So let's talk about prioritization. You know, there was something recently, I believe I was listening to the Survival podcast. I haven't been listening to too many podcasts lately, but I wanted to get caught up with what Jack Spirko had to say. So I will link to his show in the show notes. And I forget the context in which he was talking about this, but basically he was talking about procrastination and doing things that we don't want to do. And, so I began the week by doing the things that I've been procrastinating on for quite some time, which is getting some truck repairs done, taking my truck to the Ohio emissions check place so that it can pass the tests, so I can get my tags updated and registered and be legal with the state and so on and so forth. And that was yesterday, and today we are doing some of this banking and finance, and part of that was also tax preparation, getting together my documents, reaching out to my accountant, trying to figure out how to upload them to the portal. So I guess everything is going to be virtual this year, which is actually going to be easier for me and most likely for him. He's always provided the best service out of anybody I've ever worked with in the past, and if I'm not mistaken, he's willing and able to serve in all 50 states. So I'll link to him in the show notes as well. His name is Tom. He is a solid stand-up guy, and I very much respect him, the quality of work that he provides, and everything that he does. Tom Reynolds. So text time with Tom Reynolds was this morning, or at least the preparation for it. And that's it. This week is the final week of working with the big banks. Moving forward, I will strictly be working with 2 local credit unions. There is a possibility that I may bank with Huntington, but only if I open a account at the main branch in downtown Medina, because I've already got some relations built with that bank through the church, because my signature needs to be on file on account of the fact that I'm a treasurer. So there may, and not only does the church do its banking there, but the financial director and just a number of other institutions bank with Huntington out of the main branch on the square, which is located in the old Phoenix building, for those of you history buffs out there. So there may be some benefits to doing that, but for now, I am going to stick with credit unions. And the way that I've got this set up is I will have some things direct deposited in the one account. That will be my primary personal checking and business savings account. This other credit union will be my business checking and my personal savings account. It is more local and convenient, and basically part of my routine after every payday will be going to the bank and depositing 2 handwritten checks, one into my business, one into my personal savings, and I will make a process of, well, paying myself and paying into my business. Not to mention, and that will only take place, those 2 checks to myself will only take place after I have given, right? Because it is in giving that we receive. So, I definitely slept in this morning. Go ahead, go on. Stayed up a little bit later than I expected last night, but I got caught up doing a little bit of website work after the Odd Fellows meeting, and decided to cave and eat some pizza with the guys last night. You know, if that's one of the times that I cave, is eating pizza or some chicken wings or whatever with, or after some volunteer work with the community and just conducting business so that we can do this work. That's okay with me. I am staying away from the booze, and with regard to the tobacco update, I am staying away from the tobacco as well. There have been a couple of times where I have been tempted. That is no lie. Nicotine addiction is no joke, and tobacco addiction, more so than the nicotine addiction, is no joke. The habits associated with the tobacco. Now, I am using some nicotine gum on occasion, and I am using some of these nicotine pouches as well. These things do seem to cause some inflammation in my mouth. We'll see what the dentist has to say about that later today. I'm afraid I'm going to get the hairy eyeball and a finger wag from him about these new activities that I am doing, but they will also come with an attaboy and a pat on the back for being diligent with the removal of tobacco from my life. I am coughing a little bit more, it seems like, as I make this adjustment to considerably less smoke entering my lungs. There is still some smoke of other kinds, but not near as much smoke in general as cannabis smoke was nowhere near the quantity of tobacco smoke that was entering my body. I'm excited to turn the page in this financial aspect of my life. Get away from the big banks. One other thing that I read about, and the reality is I'm a fan of Jack Spirko and I'm a fan of the Survival Podcast because of the information that's presented in the community that is there. Many of whom listen to this audience have come from that audience because every once in a while I will share podcasts, and that's how I've gained some of the listeners such as yourself. And if you're not a listener of the Survival Podcast as well, I'm curious how you found the podcast. So jump into the chat over at t.me/allaroundgrowth and let us know how you joined the chat. And I've got an idea of who's going to answer this question first. I'm not going to say anything. So let's see if you can interrupt the algorithm of my mind and chime in with where you heard the podcast originally. If it wasn't the Survival Podcast, or if it was, hey, chime in there as well. Okay guys, I am getting into town. I'm going to wrap it up. I don't think I'm going to wait until I actually reach the church parking lot, because quite frankly, there's nothing more to talk about. I will keep you updated throughout the week with episodes most likely released later in the day, and there may be some rhyme or reason to them, there may not be. But today, this episode will most likely be titled Prioritization, or it will have something to do with banking and how to bank locally and why. Okay. We'll catch you tomorrow, guys. Thanks for tuning in today. This is Rob Kaiser, and thank you.